country's 2026 economy survey released by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics on Wednesday has dampened President William Ruto's 2027 re-election campaign 15 months before his first term comes to an end. According to the survey, President William Ruto's 3 years in power have reported slow economic growth from 4.7% in 2024 to 4.6% in 2025, with key sectors like agriculture struggling amid a lamenting nation on the high cost of living driven by high fuel prices, a headache for the president who has anchored his re-election on his economic performance. Apollo Kamau reports.
President William Ruto's 2022 election victory won on the bottom-up economic model, targeting hustlers against the dynasties, could prove to be his Achilles heel in the 2027 general election if he does not fix the economy in 15 months, a situation that has put him at odds with many Kenyans, lamenting over the high cost of living, despite the president's insistence that the economy has improved since he took power from his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta.
President William Ruto versus the economy. He himself rose to power on an economic platform. I could hear his war cry in 2022. It is not a constitutional moment. It is an economic moment. What happened when we came to the office? Did it cease being an economic moment?
The 2026 economic survey, released by the Kenya Bureau of Statistics on Wednesday, hands the president a tough assignment ahead of next year's polls, painting a slowdown in economic growth for the president's first 3 years, from 4.7% in 2024 to 4.6%, compared to his predecessors Uhuru Kenyatta and Moi Kibaki. Under Kibaki, the economy grew from 2.9% in 2003 to 5.8% in 2005, while for Kenyatta, the economy shifted from 5.9% in 2013 to 5.7% in 2015.
3 years ago, Kenya was ranked the 8th largest economy in Africa with a GDP of $115 billion. Today, our GDP has increased to $136 billion, moving us up to become the 6th largest economy on the continent, according to IMF. This steep rise, ladies and gentlemen, is not accidental. It is the product of deliberate choices, disciplined execution, and strategic reforms that have strengthened our economy and unlocked its potential.
According to critics, President Ruto's biggest challenge has been the gap between his promises and the reality on the ground.
Any government can lead to its children and its future is education.
Critical sectors of the economy, including education and health, which are core pillars of his bottom-up economic transformation agenda better, are struggling with funding gaps, public discontent, and implementation challenges.
The core welfare institutions don't seem to be delivering, despite insistence. And it looked to me a very, very laughable, almost bizarre situation where you're saying I've done, and those who are supposed to receive what they receive are saying no, we have not. So it's the government versus the people in terms of service delivery. People saying no, it's not delivery. If you compare that, for example, with the Moi era economy in the 1980s, when I think Kibaki was the finance minister, people would have problems with the Moi government, but they say the economy is doing well.
Despite the economic slowdown, especially in the agriculture sector, the economic survey also carries positive news for the president. The report shows improvements in inflation management, job creation, although still below target, as well as growth in electricity supply and construction sectors. This could provide a boost to the president's re-election bid as he continues to present himself on the campaign trail as a performer who will deliver on his promises ahead of the polls in contrast to leaders in the opposition.
Sasa niwaulize, najua kuna majamaa hapo wanajaribu kushindana na sisi. Wale majamaa wako chini sana, wako down. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Wale majamaa kazi yao ni matusi. Ati ile kazi kubwa wamefanya, ile ya maana sana, ati nikunitafutia jina ati Kasongo.
With 15 months to go to next year's presidential election, President William Ruto, who has been accused of overpromising, remains highly confident of fixing the economy and meeting his 2022 election campaign pledges. Apol Kamau, TV47 in Nairobi.